Hi, this is Miss Leone, and I'm going to show you how to do your article of the week. So there's two different parts to it. You have to mark your confusion and show evidence of a close reading, and then you also have to do a reflection. And the reflection has to be at least 250 words, so 250 plus words. And they're also listed here. Okay, so in this particular one, what are your thoughts on climate change? Explain. You could also pick a word, line, or passage from the article and respond to it. You could discuss a move made by the author in this piece that you think is good or interesting and explain it. Okay? You are going to mark your confusion and show evidence. Let me show you how to do that. So first of all, you're going to circle words you don't know. You're going to highlight important things, and you're going to comment and ask questions in here. Okay? So as I'm reading, I'm going to circle words that I might not know. So I'm going to use this insert ellipses, and I'm going to make it a bright color so that I can see it easily. Okay, climate change has arrived. So as I'm reading, I'm looking at words, looking for words that I might not understand, and I'm going to circle any of those words. Okay, so I'm going to go through and see if there's any others that I don't know. So here's another one. Don't know what intricate means. Pervasive. And then the other thing that you're going to do is highlight. You're going to highlight important information. I'm going to highlight mine in yellow. So it looks like this right here, as I'm reading, this looks like it's like what the article is about. The connection between hellacious weather and man-made climate change has become undeniable. So it looks like also this topic sentence is really important as well. For years, climate scientists have been wary of attributing extreme weather directly to man-made atmospheric warming, but that's changing in the face of historic heat waves and cascading national disasters. Okay, so that's an example of the kind of thing we're going to be doing, is highlighting important information. Okay, and then you're also going to be commenting. Okay, so I'm going to write a comment about that highlight. This looks like the topic of the article. Okay, I'm going to hit enter, and then I can see that that's related to that. Okay, these are all examples, so I can click over here. This paragraph has examples of extreme weather. Okay, so that looks like that's what has shifted. These are examples of how the weather in the United States, in the world, has shifted. Okay. I'm also going to highlight like really good use of words that I see. Climate disasters of all types inflicted. So I really like that word inflicted, so I'm going to highlight that. Inflicted. 807 billion in damage, the hottest date on record. That's important as well. Okay. And down here they talk about warming of the planet's surface causes atmospheric instability that can produce stronger, more frequent storms, while rising ocean temperatures and unusual moist air spawn hurricanes. That's another really, really good word that I like. That grow more powerful, then stall after making landfall and dump torrential rain. So torrential is another good word that I like, but it could be one that you also circle. Okay, so I'm going to add a comment here. This is an author move. The author uses vivid vocabulary to describe the extreme weather. And then another thing that you can do is make a personal connection with what they're talking about in the article. So, for example, they're talking about warm winters melt more snow, and which causes the ground to absorb more heat. So I'm going to highlight that. Actually, I can X that. I'm going to make a comment right here. In Michigan, the water levels are very high right now. A friend of mine has a boat house that is almost underwater. This is causing problems here as well. So that's what I mean by making a personal connection as well. Here's another example of a personal connection you can make. So in this section, they talk about how else is climate change felt. So they're talking about how there are insects, finger-length insects like locusts, sweeping across the regions of some countries, and they are eating everything in their path, and how people are experiencing climate change, their sinuses. So maybe this is why I have worse allergies every year. Then you can ask a question. That's another thing that I want you to do. Could it be because of climate change that I get sick more often? So that's another example. So the last thing that I'm going to show you on here is another author move. So they don't just talk about climate change. As you can see, they interview people, and they have people talking in this article. So it isn't dialogue like in a story, but they interview people, which adds to the credibility of the article. It makes it more believable. So I'm going to highlight some of them. Here's an example. Here's another example down here where they interview a climate scientist. Okay, so I'm going to add a comment. I'm going to highlight, and I'm going to add a comment about that as well. So I'm going to put here, they interview people and scientists, which is an author move. It makes it more interesting to read and makes it believable. Okay. Now, the last thing I'm going to tell you is you have to start looking at the articles and start figuring out what is the structure of the article. How is it set up? Is it a problem-solution article where they present a problem and a solution, or is it a cause-effect article? So that's one of the things that I want you to start looking at. So I'm going to add another comment up here with my thoughts about it. So I believe that the structure of the article is cause-effect. So a cause-effect article means that they tell us, tell the reader the causes and effects of climate change. Okay, so that's one of the things that I want you to start thinking about when you start reading these articles, is I want you to figure out, is it a cause-effect article or is it a problem-solution article?